Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You know what time it is? Showtime. Hi guys, I'm back. We'll get to the legendary probably at the end of the stream, as it's not an especially involving thing. The last step will be like one click. Here we are. So, we had just gotten mail from Riplock. So we're off to the Black Citadel. Living World Season 1. I did some of it when it first launched, and that was a very long time ago. That was like just months after the game launch, I think. Maybe a year. Anyway, I did some of it then. I did all of it when it was returned to the game. But just once. So some of it I've done more than once. Most of it I've only done once. Ooh, that reminds me, that Tower of Nightmares. Yeah, that's going to be bad. Where am I going? Okay, make up your mind. Alright, where's the refugee camp in the Black Citadel?
Don't worry. Your Primus will teach you how to look mean like that, too.
I don't actually know. Alright, well, we'll just, we'll go straight to, Ridlock then.
Boy. You'll discover your talents at
Lots of chains, man. They may have watched Hellraiser one time too many. New friends, new enemies. Excuse me. I will listen to the conversation. Why don't you guys go ahead and converse while I just stand here and listen?
Talk about that later. I've got a mission for you. You're aware of the refugee situation.
Yes, Tribune. I heard the Flame Legion have been mobilizing in northern Diessa Plateau.
You heard right. They're mucking with our assets up there. It's
Ooh, I hate having my asset mucked with.
I need you to secure that hatchery we discussed.
Ah, the North Nolan Hatchery. This
Yes,
one
Tribune.
I did back when
I'll
it
leave
launched.
right away.
Good. Take any support you can find.
Note,
You're
North
likely to
Nolan,
need it.
one of the voice
Yes,
actors.
Tribune.
This game is Nolan North. I'll speak with Ridlock. Yes, Ridlock? Good to see you, Commander. Unfortunately, this is a private defense quorum. They'll let you mingle, but Smoder's not taking tips on crisis handling. Oh yeah? Well, on behalf of the Pact, I'm here to lend a hand. I've got some fresh metal on the fire, taking real action. Meet me in my office once you've had your fill of the tribunal. We wasted enough time listening to Smoder bicker. That's okay. I know what happens to Smoder. Not even for the Pact Commander Carax's script brain. Sorry, Commander. I have standing orders to let you through. Go on in. Smoder, you're a dick. He's got nothing I need to hear. Because I know how he dies. Well, sort of. It's complicated. I have a sneeze coming. There we are. May have another one. Hold on. Yep, 2. Heard you talking with Brimstone. I could use an extra sword, sure. A hatchery's north of the town of Nolan in Diessa Plateau. Meet you there. Bring any friends who want to come too. My name's Rox. What's yours? Carax's Scriptbane. I'll see you there. Hi, I'll see you there. The daily gathering yield.
Pillage.
No, I do not want to enter the command corps. I believe I have
This
finished
city of ours is
Diessa
the greatest in the
Plateau.
world. The pinnacle
just
of
happen to
our
know.
achievement.
Well said, sister.
Where the North Nolan hatchery is. We're going to fight a bunch of communist, naked, blind mole rats.
Victory through strength.
Let's sell the jade. I have 1,000 of the jade already, so every day I get another 20 to 30 silver worth of jade that I sell, and that's just extra money, yo. But actually, those are not the interesting ores. I'm used to grabbing all of the mithril I can because I've been burning through it at a pretty good pace. Evidently, I didn't finish that interaction off with Ritlock. What did I find? I didn't find anything specific. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? I'll be making a legendary shortly. Let's see. I have the craft for it, so if I search for obsidian, it doesn't show up. Whoever you were talking about when you got past the ad. Sorry.
You have to
I'm not
send
used
troops.
to the
My
fact that
friends,
people have
my
ads
home.
in my
We're
stream.
losing everything. People are dying.
Pre-roll, I
Who do you
assume.
think you are, barging into my office like this?
My people are hunters. They don't know how to fight an
It's
army.
Bram.
True.
This is our
That
first
doesn't
time
make
we
you no
ever
hero.
saw Bram.
You're in the wrong place.
Sadly,
Go
not the
talk to
last.
Newt Whitebear. I'm up to my eyeballs in refugees.
I'm Heir's son. I heard. I thought you would help.
Heir has no son. Get out of my office. Now.
Speak with the young Norn. I'm so mad I could. I can't show my anger. Not here. I need to head back to Holbrag. See if I can convince Whitebear to send reinforcements to Cragstead. Don't suppose you'd like to come? I might. Why didn't Brimstone help you? You'll have to talk to him to find out. I'm not asking him to go himself. Just send some troops. So be it. I'll speak with Knut. Newt. Whitebear in Holbrag. He's a wise man. He'll listen to reason. Why didn't you go to Holbrag first? Let's just say I have ghosts from my past there I try to avoid. My mother, to be specific. It never ends well whenever she and I are in the same room. I barely know her anyway. I have my own ghosts. I'm correct. Script Bane, by the way. Bram, right? Bram Erson. You've probably heard of my mother. She's a famous hero, member of Destiny's Edge, heirs to Galkin. Not bragging, mind you. I take after my father. Nice to meet you, Bram. See you in Holbrag. Ritlock, that young man, Norn's ability to make it all the way to my office without being stopped is a sign of just how distracted we are. I've got refugees in every corner of the Citadel. I have nothing to spare. How can I help? Right now, I need someone to go up to the Devourer hatchery north of Nolan. That's right, Nolan North. It's an important asset for the legions. I sent Rox, my latest recruit. Do me a favor while you're there. What's the favor? Keep an eye on her. So why'd you reject that Norn's request? 2 reasons. First, I've got my hands full. I can't spare a single soldier for the Norn when my own are dying. This molten alliance is burning our assets. It really burns my assets, I tell you. And second, he lied to me. What did he lie about? He said he's heir to Galkin's son. I've known her for years, and she'd have mentioned if you had any kids. Yeah, I'll point out, Ritlock, you never mentioned you had a cub, so shut your cake hole. Thank you. What's the favor? We already did that. Sure. I got mail. Hatchery directions. I know what a hatchery is. Come on. Do you think I was born in a Ferrari? Oh, wait. I do find it amusing, and it hadn't occurred to me at the time, that Ritlock doesn't believe Bram because, well, Heir never said she had a son. Meanwhile, he has a son that he never mentioned. Cub. Well, not a cub by the time we meet him. Big fella. All right, the North Nolan hatchery. They went a long way for a pun on the guy's name. New friends, new enemies. Confer with rocks. Hey, look, it's a box of rocks.
Close. I scouted around while waiting for you, and it doesn't look good. I'm seeing signs of dredge. We go fast and silent until Sneaky doesn't cut it anymore.
Communist,
Then,
blind,
fast
naked
speed.
mole rats. Seriously.
Wait, something's not right. Be on your guard.
Gee, what was her first clue that something wasn't right? I wonder.
Strong.
CC is just oops. God damn it. Misclicked, fat fingered, whatever you want to call it. That's me in a nutshell. That is what you were talking about when I got here. Communist blind mole rats. Yeah, the dredge.
That should do it. Let's go.
Comrade Molorat is a great name for your next Asura engineer. Well, they talk frequently of the massive number of them as being the Moletariat.
That'll do.
And yes, Faye, the dredge, sort of one of the underground ones, the ones that, well, as you will soon see,
Your blood.
look entirely like naked blind mole rats, are in fact
Strong.
humaniform naked blind mole rats and communists.
Get them. Kill them all.
You can see the image of the targeted mob up above. Okay, now I'm on the stalker. There's the molten disaggregator there. And I've done it again. I keep fat fingering my keys. Note, it's because I have really fat fingers. I have 2 sausages. Sorry, 2 hands full of sausages, where other people have fingers.
You will die in flames.
I'm apparently going to die in flame, at least if we listen to this guy. Fortunately, I don't usually listen to veteran molten fire shamans. And there is the veteran molten reverberant, the dredge.
What's that sound? It's piercing.
We have got more.
Those
Blind
sonic
rats.
devices are hurting the devourers. We have to do something.
Stand your ground.
Stay with me.
CC. They are too generous with the CC, to my mind.
Kill shot.
Although I don't remember exactly if this was... I don't think this was necessarily intended as solo content back then.
Dirty snakes are attacking.
Certainly a lot of it is pretty difficult, so...
Refreshing.
Also, it's annoying that it's dredge, because dredge are immune to blind, and every time I do my leap in, I'm expecting people to be blinded, and they're
Sounds like
not.
trouble.
Because they're already blind, so you can't blind the blind. Is there
That'll do.
in-game such BS as chain CC? Yes. There is no diminishing returns on CC. Normally it doesn't happen, but you can get CC'd for like 8 or 10 seconds sometimes, but not perma CC.
Skin someone for this.
All right, next wave. As you can see, this is not the most creative of content. These were coming out every couple of weeks, maybe even every week, when they were first released. So the chapters are necessarily quite brief. Well, I'll let Rox deal with that one while I res a little friend here.
So it goes.
See if we can res the second one. So I really liked the idea behind the Living World stories, because originally they were meant to change the world in noticeable ways, and so the end of Living World Season 1 resulted in the destruction of Lion's Arch. But it was never meant to be replayable content, and it turns out if you're cranking out non-replayable content, that's actually not great. So after Living World Season was over, none of the content was available for years. They had to re-engineer some of it to get it back into the game. It's not all in the game now, but large parts of it are.
You there. I'm here.
You
on
just tossed
Keeping
around
Grimstone's
yesterday by a
orders.
pack of mobs, didn't kill him, you confused. Yeah, you can get hit multiple times. One of the things that newer players tend to do, and you'll see I'm still doing it to a degree here,
Warband?
is they will emphasize damage skills in their utility skills. A lot of times you're well advised to look at the actual utility skills. So, for instance, I have stand your ground here,
You stay here
and that
and
gives
warn away
me
anyone else.
7 3/4 seconds of stability. Can't be knocked down, can't be knocked back. And that's 5 stacks of it for 7 3/4 seconds, basically meaning that I'm immune to CC for 7+ seconds. And also, it gives me resolution for the same length of time, and that decreases the amount of condition damage I take. So that's an example of the kind of thing where you can be well advised to actually use your utility skills for utility
Listen, I can't take care
instead
of
of
it right now.
DPS. Now, because I
There's the
still have
gate.
mostly my
Let
leveling
me
build
handle
up here,
this.
I still have this one for DPS, this one for DPS. It's also a combo field, and this one for quickness and fury, so more DPS. So I have 3 of the 4. It's probably not optimal, but for single player content like
Shoot.
this,
Get!
it's
I
fine.
don't want another pet.
But if you can squeeze an actual utility skill or 2 into your utility slots, that can be a big advantage. While leveling, though, it is hard to say
Smell
no
that?
to more
Something's
damage.
not right. That's sulfur, and that means Flame Legion.
And that means more waves of mobs.
Stay close.
Enemy contact.
Lots. Hi, guys.
That'll do. And now.
You're pitiful.
Yes, I am. What brings that to your mind, sir? I would say I can see your point, but you can't see your point because you're blind. Yes, I'm making fun of the fact that you can't see. Oh, all right, note to self: we got to stay out of And we've got to deal with the igniter first, as he is just bad news. We have an igniter? We do. He's got to die first.
Stand your ground.
Well, I'm going to let Rox deal with him for a bit until I can get my heal back up. Those igniters are bad. Does 5 stacks mean you ignore 5 hits? Yes, it does.
Stand your ground.
Big guy? Big guy. His name is Marat. Surrender, female. You're outnumbered and outgunned. That's not going to
I don't
get you
think so.
far.
I've seen things scarier than you come out of my pet. Oh, yeah. Let's go!
Stand your ground. Oh, that had to hurt.
I don't know that it had to hurt. It probably didn't feel good.
Regression. Stand your ground.
That'll do.
All right.
Yeah. We're too late.
For a new player, it's hard to understand how important
Look, tread marks.
buffs are in the game. For instance,
They
you
took
can
some of
see
the
here
workers
I've got
away.
7 to 8 stacks of might. That's increasing my damage. And also,
I have
large
to
part of the
secure
time,
the
I have
hatchery.
Fury up,
Then
which
I'm going
increases
to
my
track them
crit
down.
chance by
When I find out where they took the
25%,
prisoners,
which
I'll
is
contact you.
big. Buffs in this game are so
Come on,
important
bud. Let's
that
get you something
a
to eat.
really good buff in WoW might give you the equivalent of 10% faster attacks. Here, you're in group play, you're kind of expected to keep up 10% faster attacks the entire fight for 5 people at once. It's the same way for faster regeneration of skills, faster attacking, the Fury, which is crit. There are all these buffs, and they are hugely important. A player on his own, without buffs, who knows what they're doing, is going to do 2 to 5k damage per second on a single target, probably. Fully buffed, 40k. That's the difference that buffs can make in this game. Well, we have finished off the first
All done.
act. Talk with her. What about the hatchery? I don't really have another question, but yeah, clicking through options like that, not really fun.
For
God,
Blood Legion.
yeah, everybody's done. Okay, we're done here. I've got 2 more mails. Message carried. As long as you're going to Holbrack, why do you have to overwrite where I'm reading? You are going to Holbrack next, right? Give that mangy old mutt Newt Whitebear a message for me. Tell him I've got Norn refugees showing up in my office I don't appreciate, especially ones that claim to be heir's son. Oh, and I wouldn't protest if you hefted a Norn ale for me while you're down there. It's far stronger than the watered down dirt we get at the Citadel. Okay, first of all, watered down dirt is called mud. And I'm surprised any char could live long enough to sell somebody watered down ale. Thank you for rocks. I wanted to thank you for assisting me at the hatchery, especially since it was a warband test. I would have failed if it weren't for you, blah, blah, blah. I've been talking to a few Vigil representatives. They're closing the location of the Molten Alliance headquarters, blah, 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 blah. What'd we get? What'd we get? We got the Dragon Bash coffer, of course. I'm going to go ahead and eat this. Drop that off there.
You can never have too much treasure.
I'm not a believer in that. I believe you could have too much treasure. For instance, Midas would tell you he had too much treasure. Let's see. Refugee Child's Drawing. It's worth 5,000 karma. And 2 salvageable fused metal scraps, which is just a salvage item.
You can never have too much treasure.
Alright. Next, we are off to Canute White Bear. Technically, it's Newt. Okay, fine. Newt. Affirmative. So that was, in essence, the first content patch from Living World Season 1. You can tell it was pretty small. So, a lot of things about Living World Season 1 basically were not carried on afterwards.
Nature's ways are more mysterious.
They're singing Bash the Dragon. The Dragon Bash is going on for another week. Well, until next Monday night at 9 in the morning Pacific, I think. Something like that.
What
Bram.
I'm asking is that you send a group of Wolfborn to Kragstead. Dredge and Flamechar are burning our homes.
I am well aware. The smart ones are evacuating, coming here, where we can protect them.
The smart ones? You mean the wounded and near-death ones? The fierce are fighting, dying.
I'm sorry, I can't spare anyone. Perhaps there are others who will help you.
What about you, Air?
Bram, you need to stay here in Holbrack. The people of Kragstead will...
No. You stay, cowering around your bonfires. As soon as I restock my supplies, I'm going to get my people.
Bram is a 9-year-old stuck in the body of a, I think, 15-year-old.
Who was that kid?
Bram? Doesn't Newt realize that people are dying? I guess I have to go alone. Some of my homesteaders refuse to leave Kragstead, and they're going to be massacred if I wait around for help. You don't have to go alone. I'll help. Spirits guide you. I'll meet you at the gates of Kragstead in Wayfarer Foothills. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Oh, he is such a jackass. And he doesn't get any better. Ever. He has this brief moment in Icebrood Saga, in Bureau Marches, when he realizes his former guild members are calling him Bram Oathbreaker, where his eyes open. That he has been behaving foolishly, immaturely. And then he immediately goes running off again. He learns nothing.
I wish you clear skies.
I'm here to offer my services. How can I help? That kid Bram sounds right up my alley. Why don't you help him? Hey, I didn't tell him that Ritlock says hi. All right. Act 2. I remember I did this one when it was live as well.
Come back!
They're all singing Bash the Dragon because it's Dragon Bash. Not the catchiest of tunes in the game, I have to say. I vastly prefer the Metal Legion songs that are performed at the Metal Legion concert in Grothmar Valley. The prologue to the Icebrood Saga. The Battle for Kragstead. Heir's son Bram. Bram. I met up with Bram, but he doesn't want to talk to me. I can
do this.
I can assure you the feeling is the same. Mutual.
I smell smoke. We have to go, my friends.
So these friends you care about, but the ones you deserted in Bureau marches, not so much. Okay, good to know.
No, not another attack.
No! We can't handle this!
Glad that's over.
Oh, more of them. Why is he making these horking noises all the time? It's gross. I'm saving the villagers. That's what I'm doing. I'm just a village-saving fool.
No! No!
Molten Ratnik. You see? I told you. Communist? Blind naked mole rats.
To the front!
You're looking for hero point here for like 15 minutes, but it's actually in a cave under the town. That happens. Yeah, if you can't find it where it is on the map, it is going to be below you. Later on in the game, maybe above you, but in the core game, yeah, there's a cave somewhere. And a couple times, it's not even that close.
Glad that's over.
What's over there? There's a shield over there. In fact, it is more villagers.
Run! Get to safety!
I feel strong. Engage pursuit.
A veteran molten blade master.
Feel my wrath.
Feel my wrath. It's pretty wrathy. I have some of the wrathiest wrath you're ever going to run into. Almost dead. Don't down me. He downed me, but I should be able to finish him off and get a free res. Probably.
Pressure.
I can get a couple ticks of the self-heal there. There we go.
Ready for action.
That guy was tough as hell. Much tougher than the rest of these things have been.
Over there!
Over there. Over where? Bram, that was not particularly helpful. Ratnik is Slavic, very old word for warrior and soldier. Ah, well, there you go. I tell you, they're communist, blind naked mole rats. Man-sized, of course. Why am I not healing? Okay, that's the heal and that's the Aegis. Right. Okay, right. Ram?
Glad that's over.
I'm not scared.
Like they're
I'm not
coming.
scared.
I'm coming, okay. I'm coming. Oh, haha. Hope you learned your lesson from that, Bram. Don't stand in the open doorway filled with attacking creatures who evidently have a big sonic weapon of some sort. I'm going to wait for the next wave to go by. Why am I not being able to go in? And now we'll just roll past that. We're going to destroy this thing first. The sonic periscope. But a periscope is for seeing, and they're blind. That doesn't even make sense. They're blind, naked mole rats. Also, they die in a really loud fashion. We've got more of them over there. We've got a patrol over here.
Glad that's over.
Glad that's over. Your input is so useful. Which you can translate as army, horde, big battle bunch. I would translate it as big battle bunch because that's way more fun to say. My Cyrillic is essentially zip. I know that restaurant is pronounced restaurant more or less and is spelled from an English American point of view as peknipa or something like that. The more you know, indeed.
I'll taste your blood.
He's going to taste my blood. That's not sanitary. That's how diseases spread. You don't know where I've been. Did we not get all of these people? We've got another molten resonator. Well,
I make a pretty good team.
Glad that's
I'm pretty sure I just said I make a pretty good team, which is... It just seems like I'm kind of full of myself. Alright, almost, nearly. We are capturing the ground area. It's getting close. No. And another excavator. You gotta keep it excavated. Bam, 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 bam.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Holbrook.
Yeah. Are you complaining about the fact that we rescued you,
They were
dumbass?
chased up the mountain. I couldn't move fast enough.
I'll go. Will you be?
I'll be okay. You be careful.
That was nice singing. You are far too kind, or possibly have had too many adult leisure beverages.
Don't let them get away!
It's not fair that my blind doesn't affect the blind mole rats. You and Vorp need to start Secrets of the Obscure.
Nice and lean.
Saying I'm a pretty good team in front of Bram getting kicked by mole rats is hella disrespectful. I hadn't considered that. Yes, actually, I'm going to change my mind. I want to say that all the time while I'm around Bram. Good point.
Please, Wolf. Let us not be too late.
Begin the incursion.
See, right there, I'm dishing out a lot of damage, and I capped out at 14,000 DPS, and that was divided amongst 3 mobs at the same time. Basically meant I'm doing about a little bit less than 5k DPS as a single player, self-buffed. I can now drop this down, and hell, I'll have some birthday cake! It's delicious birthday cake, by the way. Gives you a food buff, gives you increased stats, increased XP, a bunch of various and sundry goodies.
Cease
Note that the stand your ground that I mentioned earlier that has all of those, all that stability, yeah, it also has a stun break. So that's another reason why it's extremely useful. I was knocked down, pressed it, immediately got back up. Fat buddy! Good evening, friend. Like this guy, for whatever reason, is exceptionally tough. A veteran molten reverberant. Tough fight. Lots of veterans. Somebody else coming through? Yes! Something big. Something wicked this way comes.
You're kidding, right?
Karos Burnt Grip.
I'm surprised you can even lift that mace.
This mace will be the last thing you see.
I'm going to enjoy punishing you.
I am going to enjoy watching him punish Bram if he does, frankly, because Bram.
I feel actually strong. Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Trying to get rid of the two goobers first.
Stand your ground. Feel my wrath.
Continual freaking knockbacks. Never, ever, ever fun. And why, during this period of the game, they had so much CC in what is, at least theoretically, single-player friendly content, I will never understand.
Repression.
Because if there's one thing that's never fun for the players, it's CC. Ever.
Stand your ground.
If you're in a group, you can work around it, certainly. It's awful hard to do when you're solo. I mean, sure, I can be un-CCable for 7 3/4 seconds every, what, 30 or something? And I'm about to be that.
Oh, my young wolf. We should never have stayed behind.
I dropped a letter.
Glad to see friendly faces.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Brad,
Investigative study.
they took
Or
Otilia
located.
and her family.
What? Where? Why?
They're collecting prisoners. I don't know where they took them or why.
I hate this. I have to help Otilia and her family. But first, I have to make sure these Steaders are okay. I've got this under control.
Okay, fine. He's got it under control, fine. Tell me about Bram. He's a good kid. His father, the legendary Borgia, the Sun Chaser, came to Kragstead with tiny Bram in his arms. Yeah, fine. We get it. And brown. And out. Before we continue with the next chapter, read the letter. Agent Brandub. I have an urgent request for your aid in the field. In cooperation with the Vigil, the Order of Whispers is working to locate the Molten Alliance's main base of operations, and we've tightened our net to Diessa Plateau. You read this, you have undercover agents, your help would be blah, 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 blah. I am legendary. That's from Bram Arison, and on that note, I am going to be legendary.
Pillage.
In just a second. We'll open them. Champion bags. Put those away. Another 5,000 karma.
Affirmative.
Let's see. Best way to do this, I think we'll just go to character select. Here we go, guys. So last night, I thought I only had 2 of the 3 parts I needed. Turned out I previously had all 3 parts and extras of 2 parts, and I made the thing I needed and promptly forgot about it. Days later, when I'm looking for the 3 things, I only find 2. Because the extra and 1 other had already been made into the thing I needed. Here we are, face to face, a couple of silver spoons. I'm not a silver spoon. I'm probably more like a spork, you know? So we have Lens here, my first character that I ever created. Named after not the lens I had in Lord of the Rings Online, but the first lens I ever had. Star Wars Galaxies. Oh, here we are. Let's see. Where is the tailor? I think is over here. Yes, it is. We look up obsidian. Oh my. So this is what the entire set of legendary light armor for the open world set looks like. Now I think it's going to come in my current colors. So in my current colors, this is what the full legendary looks like. But sometimes you want to eat with both a spoon and a fork, but I suppose you could have 2 sporks. So this, ignoring the back piece, is what the open world legendary light armor set looks like. And this is how we craft one. We've put, yesterday there was 13 steps left, and here are the pieces you need. The Arcanum of the Astral Heartbeat, which is used for the chest, the Gift of Expertise, the Gift of Stormy Skies, and the Gift of Magical Prosperity, and we're going to craft one right now. And that's legendary armor. My first piece of legendary armor. I have 6 runes, I have 2 sigils, I have the relic, and I have 1 weapon, and now I have my first piece of obsidian armor. Dun dun! Quote, impressive materials, strong, flexible, sharp look, too. I reckon you could wear this to battle and then wear it to court. Lear, facet of logic. Clean the blood off first. Lear, facet of emotion. Items unlocked in your legendary armory are available for all of your characters. They can be found in the equipment tab of your hero panel alongside all your other equipment. This means every single one of my level 80 or higher light armor wearers, that's all my elementalists, all of my necromancers, and all of my mesmers, they all just got their first piece of legendary armor. I can't even boast of Warp, he's not on. This is one of the special achievements, and it's worth 300 astral acclaim. I always keep calling it astral awesome because I can't remember the acclaim. So what optimal level to craft this beauty? This one requires Secrets of the Obscure expansion for the open world. There are also legendary armors that are acquired in World v World and raiding. I don't think it's available separately for structured PvP, but I could be wrong. But World v World and raiding both have their own sets of legendary armor. I'm looking going, where did it go? Where did it go? Answer is, it's up here. This is my legendary gear. I haven't used the legendary, I haven't equipped the legendary relic on this character. I now feel like a dope. What makes legendaries so great, first of all, they appear in every character that can use its inventory. They can all use it at the same time. So what you do is you equip it, and you look at it, it's got no stats or anything. And the reason for that is you can choose any of the stats that you want. We'll go with, I think, Thief by default. And so it is with this. I can equip it, which I'll do. It has the same stats as Ascended gear, both of which are tied for the highest stat values. The difference is you can change this one free of cost. You can change the stats, rearrange them however you like. Currently, I'm wearing Power, Precision, and Condi gear. I can't remember the actual gear set for Power, Precision, and Condi, but that doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because first of all, we put this on. Power, Precision, and Condi. We go over here. We select Customize. And we just search until we find Power Vit. Power Precision, Condi. Nope, that's not it. It's not Vipers, is it? Power Precision, there are Sinister. We select Sinister stats, we accept. Now, it's got Sinister stats, but we could change them just as fast. Super endgame for you, got it? Yes, this, like I said, I got my first legendary, the weapon at like level, not level, but after 6 years, 7 years. Don't have Secrets of the Obscure, you bought all the other and pre-ordered the new one. Nice, very nice. Also, if you purchased, and it sounds like you did, End of Dragons comes with a couple of selecty choosy boxes. One of them is a recipe for a legendary weapon, and the other is a precursor for a legendary weapon. Legendary weapons have to have the precursor that you then build up into the legendary. So that provides you with 2 of the steps you need towards a legendary weapon. Also, here in the Wizard's Vault, another special, foraging. Oh, I guess I just didn't collect it. There we go. In the Wizard's Vault, in the Astral Rewards, if you have Secrets of the Obscure, you can buy what is called a Legendary Weapon Starter Kit. that has your choice of one of 4 different kits for 4 different legendary weapons, and they have a little bit more than half of the stuff you need for the legendary. They have the precursor, and they have 2 of the gifts that you need to make it. You just need to make the other 2 gifts yourself. I think it's 2. So, they have made things much easier. They have made it much easier to get legendary items, both in End of Dragons, where they gave you the precursor and the recipe, and in the Wizard's Vault, if you have Secrets of the Obscure, it opens up, giving you access to things. Purchasing one of these, they change. All of this stuff changes every quarter. The stuff up here is cosmetics and the like, and those don't. Those change every quarter, but the old ones go down into the legacy rewards, where you can still get them for I think 20%. Yeah, 20% premium. So I could get the Leaf Glider if I wanted. It cost 500 last season. Now it's 600. And these will stay here forever, so you can always access any of the purely cosmetic stuff. The things down here, which are things like currencies and stuff like that, they may cycle through eventually, and most of them return every quarter, but they don't migrate down to the legacy rewards. Also, for the stats, you can get an ascended weapon chest and 3 ascended armor chests every quarter. And those have the same stats as a legendary. They're just not as easy to rearrange the stats on. Well, I don't need this any longer. You can notice here, you can see the difference in the stats is really small. It's 5%. 5% more power, 5% more precision, 5% more condition damage, a grand total of 17 points of stuff. So there's not much difference between exalted gear, the gold or orange gear, and legendary purple gear. Very minimal difference. You can do all of the endgame content unless you're doing challenge mode raids or tier 4 fractals. You can do all of that rest of the stuff with exotic. Now, you'll note this has an empty upgrade slot, and the reason it has an empty upgrade slot, I hadn't used this. These are currently, I didn't put any, well, now I feel like an idiot. I have legendary runes and I hadn't equipped them. So we're going to do that. I'm not sure which rune we want for Condi. Balthazar, maybe? Might be Balthazar. We'll go with Balthazar, at least as a starter. Legendary Balthazar. Let's copy that so we can paste it in. Accept. Did I not do it on the chest? Did I do it on that? I didn't hit accept. I didn't hit accept. Sometimes I wonder about me. So this is taking a little bit longer than I wanted, but we had some questions pop up, so. Now, every one of my characters also has these legendary runes and the legendary sigils. That's the great thing about them. Well, one of the great things about them is that all your characters of the appropriate level and class type can use them. Click, 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 Balthazar. Click, 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 Balthazar. Click, click, Balthazar. All right. This is soulbound. So I will simply salvage it with a Black Lion salvage kit to make sure we get the most out. We got a glob of dark matter and 4 gossamer scraps. Put that away. We are now going back to our previous character. We now have our first legendary armor piece. I probably have the mats to make a second one, although not tonight, because there's a whole bunch of crafting steps in it, as we saw last night. I'd already done part of it before last night, and last night we went through 13 steps. Thank you very much. Been grinding the heavy obsidian. Yeah, it was my first, so I'm very pleased. Pretty sure I've got enough for one more piece, maybe 2. I need to start making sure that I hit 3 convergences every week for the mats. All right, we are back off to Diesa Plateau. Why bother teleporting when we can just fly there? Because it's like right next to us. The spectacles on that tune. That is the headpiece for the set that's in the Wizard's Vault. The Astral Rewards. Can't remember if it was this month or last month. I think it was last month. Last quarter. So, last quarter, the headpiece is here. Yes. So, that would be 450 Astral Acclaim. And it comes with the goofy hat and the spectacles as 2 different cosmetics for the same headpiece. Speak with Agent Branda. I wouldn't be wanting to call Branda. That sounds so demeaning. The Worm's Gullet. Ew. And that is, sadly, invisible walls. Many of the time I have complained about invisible walls. I came in much further north than I thought I did. He's there. We'll teleport. So that's 1 legendary piece of armor down. 17 to go. I guess they don't have the tier 1 achieve. Thought there was. Anyway, we got to talk to Agent Goofball Brandub. Let's make sure our armor is reinforced. Our armor is reinforced. Agent Caraxus Scriptbane. It's good to see someone from the Order in these parts. With everything going on, we need more friendly faces. What brings you out here? My partner's undercover as a Flame Legion grunt. She's planting encrypted dead drops around Wayfarer foothills in Diesa Plateau. Unfortunately, I can't collect them right now. No problem. I'll do it. Thank you, Commander. Sure, whatever. You know, I try to help. You know, being a hero is a burden, but it's one I take quite seriously. After all, I'm the one who pulled the trigger and murdered Zaitan. That's right. And I'm not just a Scriptbane. I'm also a Dragonbane. It's Short Fuse Felix. That's a guild mission target. Encoded dead drop. Picking it up. Apparently this piece of paper takes an extremely long length of time. Was nearly discovered at last drop. Flame Legion are getting suspicious or antsy. They don't like being this deep underground away from the sun. Having balefire rituals more often. The next one. Let's see. We'll head this way first. I don't think I ever did this stuff when it was live. I think I did the first two Living World 1 season missions, the two we've just done. And I think that was all I did. Stop clinging onto things. I tell you, my sky scale is so needy. We are looking for encoded dead drop.
These supplies are for Nogling and nobody else.
Fine. Have it your way. Kill them all.
The Dredge and Flame Legion fought today. Cracks in their partnership are showing. Even in victory, their partnership is weak. Ideological differences. Well, let's see. The Char and communist naked blind mole rats have ideological differences, but they're so alike. It wouldn't shock me to find out that the Moletariat were aggressive vegan lunatics. I fixed a sign. I fixed another sign. Oh, wounded refugee. We'll res them too. I'm the good guy, remember? I know there were also some achieves for doing some of the stuff that was associated with Living World Season 1. So I'm fixing the signposts and resing the refugees. While we try and find the next dead drop. Looking for dead drops. Scanning. Scanning. Encoded dead drop has been found. Decoding. Tensions are higher than usual this morning. I've heard whispers about someone called B. No one in the barracks can put a face to that name. Who is this? Are they pulling the strings? B. We still don't know who E is. For those not up on that, we have received messages at various times from someone who signed the messages only as E. They are obviously someone who is informed on things that are going on. We assume they are at worst neutral to us. But there's been a lot of speculation as to who E might be. The most commonly recited one that I've heard anyway is that it's Lord Farron, simply because he's a blithering idiot, and everyone wants to assume that the blithering idiot is cover and he's some sort of spy, intelligence, secret mastermind. I lean towards he's actually just a blithering idiot. Maybe dirt covered object. It was a refugee's sword belt. Don't know about that one. Don't know what the deal is with that one. We've got the encoded dead drop right by big old veteran matriarch Harpy.
Feel my wrath.
Brahm, okay, you just made me throw up in my mouth a little, okay? That B could be Bram. Oh, did I not read that? I don't know if I'm supposed to click yes. I think I'm supposed to click on read. Bram working with them? Possible. New prisoners every day. Some are put in pens, others taken away for weapons testing. Haven't heard anything about that. Not sure I want to. Yeah, I can't see Bram as a mastermind of anything more difficult than tying his boots. And it's only because his boots don't have laces. I'm going to help this person. Okay, they didn't need my help. But I tried to help them, and that's the... Velcro? No, he just slips them on. Mind you, he has a note on the wall that reads, socks first, then shoes. Troop movements east, south, and west. That's every direction except north. Using caverns and digging machines to hasten passage underground, the caves expand for miles. I don't know how far they go. If you gave Velcro to Bram, he'd probably be scared of the noise it makes. I pulled on it and it went... It hissed at me. I think it wants to bite me. I don't like this. Can I have my regular boots back, please? I have mentioned in the past what my biggest issue is with Bram and Timey. It's that we never, ever get a chance to let them have it about how stupid they are and how they're endangering other people with their selfishness and their thoughtlessness. What a burn from Mr. Lenz. Well, you know, it's Bram. They're building something massive in the heart of the mine, not letting anyone get too close. Only caught a glimpse of it before I was ordered back into the line. And these wolves have decided... There we go. Did I not finish that up? Help stabilize the Essa Plateau against Molten Alliance by completing events and aiding refugees. Oh, okay, so I do have a reason to go back and aid the refugees. That can get...
This is most remarkable.
And this is a trophy. Quest? No, it would say event if it was that. It's just... That's just odd. I'm going to leave it for now. Hey, Bram is just a dummy head. Harsh words, I know. Strong. Slab of red meat. Now I'm getting hungry. Alright. Wow, I got silver contribution. I'm helping! Alright. More refugees. So, events and refugees. Alright, that didn't move the line much. So, mostly I'm looking for events. Well, I'm going to resurrect this Marmox from the dead. Live! You're welcome. I don't know if I get advancement for the rancher or not. Oh, one of the refugees dead again. How did he manage that? Did I not just res him like 30 seconds ago? Thought I did. New event nearby. Over there. That's got to be the... I think that's the one where you have to polymorph yourself or get polymorphed into. Or wear a cow costume, one of those, and race around with the with the moo cows. It's something like that. It's complicated. Refugee volunteer. Hey, what do you know? An achievement point. It's almost like I'm done. Getting all of the achievement points. By the way, there's some players who are getting close to 50,000 achievement points now. I just hit 19K. That's a significant difference. The game is 11 years old. Coming up on 12. Oh, good. I rezzed the guy and the two wolves come over. Ooh! Lunch! Okay, we got more refugee stuff here. Good. I fixed a signpost. I'm a hero. Campfire, and we've got more dead ears. I launched. I didn't see if the campfire helped anything. We've got a couple refugees, so this should count. Yeah, it's coming up on 12. Yep, and another expansion in August. Tell you, I'm rezzing them, but that's not a whole lot of progress on the old meter on the right. Well, there was Guild Wars before there was Guild Wars 2, so you may be remembering Guild Wars.
Noggling is under assault. We need your help. Noggling is under assault. We need your help.
Okay. What's under assault?
For Iron Legion.
Nagling. Oh, there's the champion giant is up. He's actually dying. Means that there's people in there fighting him, because fighting him solo is not necessarily the wisest of choices.
Feel my wrath. Stand your ground.
Almost got him, and
It's easy when you know how.
and that event was what I needed. Nice.
Nagling still stands, thanks to you.
Update on the investigation. Thanks to your help, the Order of Whispers is now in possession of solid intel on the Molten Alliance. This intelligence has been safely relayed to Vigil forces in the field, and we're working on a plan of attack. Expect you'll be receiving an offer to join us soon. Please accept my personal thanks. Without your aid, both the Order and DS's inhabitants would have suffered much more. P.S. Continue to collect intel. All intel is good intel, and it's got information about where. This is health globe. Yes.
That looks valuable.
What did we get? Another message. Lots of messages. Our time has come from Bram. I assume he had someone write this for him because Bram. I've been talking with the Vigil about the attack on Kragstead. They agreed that I could join the raid on the Molten Alliance, and now's the time. The Vigil's making surprise attacks against as many of the Molten Alliance's weapon facilities as possible to rescue prisoners and crush the invasion. And they need help. Join us. I'd be honored to fight by your side once more. Return to Wayfarer Foothills or Diasa Plateau and watch for any indication that they found the entrance. Bring friends, lots of them. I'll be there, ready to bust some molten heads, and by wolf, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Bram. It's Bram. I don't think I need to say any more.
Now I shall break you.
I get to kill someone. You can never have too much treasure.
Couple of champion bags. Hold on to the orichalcum mining tools. Put them down here. An encrypted thank you letter. Warning, do not consume. This message will self-destruct if consumed. Alternatively, consume if the consequences are of no concern. I have... Well, it was 5,000 karma, and the explosion did no lasting harm, that I can tell. Break an enemy's defiance bar. Yay. And 3... salvageable fused metal scraps.
Now I shall break you.
Infiltrate the Molten Alliance base. Head to the Molten Alliance weapon facility.
This village still stands and its people
This one's
survive,
really
thanks to
unpleasant.
your help.
This has a couple of
You have
brutal
my
fights in it.
Our gratitude.
I think I'm going to let this wait until tomorrow. So what I'll do instead is I will do the festival stuff. You can have one elite spec per character. You can switch between them. It's as simple as this. Here in your build, you have 3 lines of the 5 spec lines when you're in core. Once you have learned one or more of the elite specializations, hey there, I would say it's going, how's it going? It's decent. It's descent. So, once you have one or more of these in place, where you've opened up the elite specializations, I have enough points to open up almost 2 of them. Are they 30 each or 35 each? 30 each. So almost enough I could open 2 of them. Generally, you want to open one and finish it before you open the others. But once you have one or more opened, you go back to build over here. The bottom line here, you can just change it on the fly, outside of combat, like that. And change from core to Dragon Hunter to Willbender to fire. God, I always get it wrong. Fire thingy. But you can only have one of them at a time. Whatever is here in the bottom line, if it's an elite spec, they have to go there. So you can only have one at a time. Or you can stay in core. Firebrand. There we go. Yeah, you can change your spec on the fly. You can change all of your skills on the fly. Obviously, you can change your weapons on the fly. Just as long as you're out of combat. Also, the number of hero points for the elite specs may look really imposing at first, because I think it's 250 points to fill out an elite spec. Yeah, 250 points to fill out an elite spec. But every hero challenge in the expansion spaces gives 10 points instead of 1. So it's not as bad as it looks. 750 to unlock them all is a lot of points, but it is 75 challenges. So I'm going to leave Caraxes here and pop on to... Oh, we'll start with the festival character. I am currently running the festival. On Prolix Verbose here, he is my Chronomancer. The festival is going through Tuesday morning, noon Eastern, I think. Festivals are often a good way to make money, as an aside. All right, we go here. We go daily Dragon Bash.
Accelerate!
We've already finished off 2 of them, so this is going to be easy. We did the Worldwide Dragon Basher by defeating 3 champion enemies in the first part of the stream. Thank gods, I thought you would visit 750 points on the whole map. Yeah, no. It's much easier than that. Also, it's not uncommon in the expansion spaces for people to be running hero point trains, where basically they have an open group, free to join, and they'll just go through all of them, on all of the maps. I myself can pretty much get 2 of them done solo in like 2 hours. I can get, 500 points. You should jump back into Guild Wars 2. You do miss it. The most recent expansion, okay. They have changed the paradigm that they're doing expansions under. So we had Heart of Thorns, brought in an elite spec, brought in gliding. Path of Fire brought in mounts, another elite spec. End of Dragons brought in a new mount, a new elite spec. They then have changed it now, so it's going to be annual. The first one that came out was Secrets of the Obscure. And I feel the initial 2 full maps of it were quite good. The supplementary material that came out every 3 months, I thought was okay, poor, and awful. The new expansion is coming up in 3 more months, in August. And this one, the main feature is housing. Or one of the main features is housing, and there's a new weapon, land spears for all classes. There were a lot of other additional smaller features in Secrets of the Obscure. Things like an additional weapon for every class, and they opened up weapon mastery, so they're no longer bound to to only the elite specialization. So before, if you were a dragon hunter, that meant you could use a bow, but you couldn't use an axe because that was Firebrand, and you couldn't use an offhand sword because that was Willbender. But they changed that now. If you buy Secrets of the Obscure and you go not very far into it, they changed that now. You have access to all of the weapons that your class has access to, regardless of your elite specialization. Yeah, housing should be... We already have a lot of the systems in place with the guild house. The guild housing, the guild map, whatever you want to call it. So a lot of the game systems are in place. We'll see what they do. But I'm very hopeful. It's one of the things I wanted most from the expansion. And certainly, coming back, if you had a character at the cap previously, your character's still at the cap. If you had exotic armor, you're pretty much ready to roll for any of the content except the absolute bleeding edge of raiding, challenge modes, and Tier 4 fractals. So if you enjoyed it, everything you enjoyed is still there. A lot of it's been improved. There have been a lot of quality of life improvements. Fully ascended and trinkets, then yeah. I don't know if you were around for it. They added, a while back, they added the legendary armory, which means that any piece of legendary gear you have exists in the inventory of every character who can use it. So that's the only real advantage you have from legendary. If you haven't really played since Heart of Thorns, well, you will love mounts, which are in Path of Fire. And a lot of the quality of life things. I will also note that Heart of Thorns has been detuned a little. It's still the most difficult open world content in the game, but it's not quite as hard as it used to be. But if you're in full ascended, yeah, you can do any content in the game. You can do any content in the game, including challenge mode raids, and tier 4 fractals. This is bad. You have a vacation in August. Guess I'll need housing this time. August 20th, I think. And if you play both this and WoW, WoW is coming out a day or two later for their expansion. It's going to be busy for a lot of people. What did I need? I needed one more activity from the dailies. Probably be that one. Yes, yes. Oh, the MOA races. If the MOA races are up, we'll do that. Nope, the MOA races are not up. I believe I need to hit like 15 bags or 15 dragon pinatas. There's the freebie.
Recognition.
And I finished off an annual achievement for busting up the pinatas.
And reforge you into a wet the vigil.
It's just the way of the world.
So this is just running around and whacking the pinatas. I have to whack 15 of them, I think. Yeah, 15. But I had already finished off 2 of the necessary dailies. One was doing killing 3 champions, I think. And, oops. And the other was eating 25 of the Zytathi. Whack. There are a lot of, not a lot, there are a few other activities. I would have to say this is the least interesting of the festivals to me. The Dragon Dash. For me, the most interesting is probably a Halloween. But I also think that the Super Adventure Box, which was originally brought in for April Fools, is an absolute freaking masterpiece of game design. Halloween be your favorite? Yeah, they haven't added a bunch. They have added some stuff, and they always add new cosmetics every year. But it's fun, and it's really smartly done. But the amount of effort that went into Super Adventure Box, the originality that went into it, the fact that it's an homage to classics of the 8-bit console era, I think it's just an absolute genius piece of work. Even if I don't enjoy it personally as much as I like
Up for a challenge?
Halloween. 2 more, I think. Shut up, Drubert.
Oh there.
Bingo. All right.
There's a war on.
Another 250. Let's see if I can't sell some of these. It's almost 3 a.m. for you. Better go catch some Z's. 3 a.m. That would be 6, 9. I think UK is 8 now. So France, Netherlands, maybe. I'm guessing here. I've had a fair number of viewers in the past from the Netherlands, so I'm going to go with the Netherlands. Oh, from the UK. For some reason I thought it was 8 hours right now to the UK from where I am. I am in California. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Sleep well. I went that right way in that tonight, yes.
Life is a trial.
I'll see if we can sell 750 of that for about 4 gold. And I need a vendor. Cash vendor to sell junk to because I'm going to open a few boxes.
All rogue magic in the world. You can't. Theoretically, if we were to try, it would eat us from the inside out.
Does your jaw ever get tired from flapping all the time?
This is a
I wonder
fight.
what they feel when they do it.
Whatever happened to the good old days? You know, when the world wasn't falling apart.
It's always been
Dragon
falling
were an
apart.
unstoppable force to be killed. Now all of a sudden you want to talk about their feelings.
Sell all that. Open that up. Bank that. Drink that.
That is all.
All right, now what do we need for our other dailies? Craft 3 masterwork items. Defeat 10 enemies in the Crystal Desert. Participate in a Cryptus Rift event. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. I will craft 2 masterwork items really fast. And for this, we will go on to my most played character, 1 Spongo Smallberries. This is my second character created in the game, and in the 5 minutes it took me to finish creating Lens and create him, the name Spongo had already been taken. I can't believe anyone would want the name. Now, I do have to note that Spongo, I found out later, is actually a German portmanteau word, an insult. It's a portmanteau of spastisch and mongo, for mongoloid. So, spastic mongoloid.
The moment.
That's what Spongo, unwittingly, has for a name. Why did I type that? That's not what I was looking for. A master. There. We need to make 2 master thingies. That's going to use snowflakes. I don't want to burn through that many snowflakes. Snowflakes. No, I have to make something else then. Practical armorsmith's tools. I need 2 more. Sure. Alright, that's 1 more daily taken care of. Can I sell these? Sure. And now we will close 1 Cryptus Rift to finish off our dailies. And for this, Scrolissa Wingnut, one of the Wingnut siblings. 3 engineers. You have Scrolissa and her brothers Luce and Tootite. And for this, we will go to the Amnitas map, because that's the one we need the most mats from, I think, for future legendary pieces. And we'll bust a rift here. Busting a rift, it's like busting a move, only there's no music involved. Down there. Down there. Presumably, this will take me close. Oh, that's not the right way. If there's a ceiling in the way, that's not the right way. It's over here. These are a dynamic form of content that came in with the Secrets of the Obscure expansion. They're not awesome. And I've arrived here after it finished. Welcome, however, to what is evidently the Mechanists Convention, as there are 5 of us around. We are easily recognized by the fact that we have a great big glowing green mech at our side. And have I guessed correctly that it's over here somewhere? I have. I'm smarter than I look, but I would kind of have to be, wouldn't I? I mean, realistically. You see the little particle effects looking sort of like a snowstorm. That points the way to where there is a Cryptus Rift. And
Feel the fury.
a few people over here taking care of it. Call a mechanist convention. A Spongosium fair. I might use that. Spongo, the name is from, in my case, it is not meant as the German portmanteau word. I was coming up with a goofy, funny sounding name for a hobbit.
You'll have to hit much harder.
For Lord of the Rings Online.
You'll be feeling that one.
And ended up being on that character when I was introduced to a certain guild
Lethal
commander,
I like it.
boss, chief, who threw me an invite, and that was that.
Come here.
That's her, right there. Blame her. Alright, we break his bar. Now we break him, hit him with the Death Star laser beam there, that big green beam you saw. And we have finished off the rift. And the rest of the goobers standing around, and there we go. Daily complete.
Is it just me, or am I amazing?
Is it just me, or am I amazing? Pretty sure it's just me.
I could outrun a centaur.
In bad shape here.
Barrier up. Good luck.
This guy's pretty tough. Oh, he is a champ. Okay.
Rocket punch.
Champs are pretty tough.
You will bow to the Midnight King.
Turns out we will not bow before the Midnight King. Actually, kind of murdered him, you know. Already.
Replenishing.
Hit him on the brake bar again.
Your time has come again.
I will die before I bend the knee to Patha.
Okay.
Swift stream.
We're not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do, dude. We're more than willing to kill you.
History is mine.
Got him. Ended up with your Shirke from roleplay servers back in the day. It's only been called Shrek all the time in Discord. You know, I might do it once, but it would get old. Yeah, Kin Leader, thank you. Kin Leader, thank you, Faye. Also known by her unofficial title of, well, Harpy. Back to the Wizard's Tower. Tyrannical Harpy, exact, but I mean, come on. It was an exaggeration. Slight one. Faye was the leader of my Latro kin, and I think she's still co-leader of my Guild Wars 2 kin. I have no idea what you might be referring to, Faye. Boxes and boxes of stuff. These are the bits that are sort of the big need to get for making the open world legendary stuff that I made earlier. I'd stop typing to you and actually finish your work. You could play tonight. That would be good. I would be completely down with that. In fact, shut up. Get to work. There you go. I'm helping.
Sweet, sweet loot.
Pretty sure I'm helping. I mean, not like directly helping.
Threshold achieved.
It is crap. Pardon my language. I missed the convergence. I'll have to try and get the 931, unless I'm playing with my friends. Alright, put the Black Lion chest in there. You'll note I have a bunch of boxes here. A lot of these have choosy boxes that allow me to choose various components like these. So that holding on to those for later hopefully will make it easier for me to get more pieces of open world legendary. Oh, and I have 3 of these supreme runes of holding, which I've gotten out of about 40 convergences, and those are currently selling for 17 gold each. They're used to make larger bags. But I think I'm going to call it here. I should be back tomorrow at my usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, early morning in Asia and Australia. I will be continuing with the Adventures of Caraxes Scriptbane. The next instanced thing in Living World Season 1 is got a couple of very unfun bosses. So we'll just put it out there that maybe, just maybe, there might be some profanities lobbed around. Ooh, 5 out of 6. For the weekly, I need to defeat Formed or Flame Legion. We're currently at what? 3 out of 100? Either that or do some events in Wayfarer. Either way, I should get those done before the weekend. Thank you very much for coming here, hanging out, all of you, all and sundry. I'm back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I am very appreciative you guys choose to spend some time here. Keep it up. Yeah. So, I'm back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Wednesday night goes great. It's hump day, guys. You can start coasting towards the weekend. Back tomorrow. Great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Good night, guys.